guys, it's Monday again, and Mike is already hard at work removing lamp bulb holders from the back of here so we can wire up the back box with LEDs, and that'll finish the modification for lighting to this box. For today, I've brought along a couple of things. I've brought some modified code to load in the processor, which Mike, let me get over there and show them the processor just so they can see it. So the processor is sitting right back in here. So it's a little hard to get to, but I'm gonna hook my laptop up to that and download that code real quick. And then we'll check that out to see if I fixed all the light problems that we had. And then for a special treat down here, if you can see, I've breadboarded up a quick little 12 LED light thing with a red and yellow light and a common supply that we are going to attach to this board right here and then plug it back into that table right there and see how well that works in comparison to the light bulbs that used to be in there. So those are just a few of the things we have planned for today. So I'll bring you guys back when I have the new code downloaded and we're checking out the light bulbs. Okay, since 8 Ball Deluxe is giving us such a run for our money today, we decided to move over and take a look at this Mrs Pacman to see if we could figure out something about it. And when we got here, Mike realized that the power supply, all the connectors were unplugged, so we just plugged those back in, and we turned on power.
It's not plugged in.
Oh, it's not plugged in now, so. Anyway, long story short, the lights came on in the back box, and that was it. There was no other power, so so we're going to have to take a look at it. We're about to pull it out and see if we can kind of figure out what's going on with this thing. And this is the first look at this as far as I know, right?
We have not looked at this before.
Oh, the bar.
Push it down.
Drag on the back feet. Once I can get back there, get it a little lift.
That's pretty good. We can access it now. It's all accessed from the front.
Yeah, okay. Is there a side lock on this?
There probably is.
Yeah. So
There's nothing there.
boy,
There might be something back there.
they cheaped out on the lights. So all the lights for the back display is just a single fluorescent light, which is working. Screwdriver, Phillips. There's definitely electronics back here. The brains of the game are back there. I think we're going to find a pretty much standard set of boards in here, except for what wire dragging. It's plugged in.
Is that the light?
Wow, let me think about this. Okay, so they made this shorter, so they needed to double up. So that's the MPU sticking way over here, right? It's got it.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the MPU. And aux lamp driver board is there.
So it looks like there's capacitors for the battery.
Okay.
So that's good. That's a good sign. That means we don't have battery acid damage. to our MPU.
Yeah, I don't have a schematic. I mean, really, if this thing isn't going to power up today, then doing what we wanted to do with trying to play with these lights is not really a possibility, because we're going to have to troubleshoot that, and we're going to have to get a schematic and print it out to be able to do that.
Yeah, let's make sure that all the plugs are in.
Yeah, check all the fuses. Hey guys, I'm probably standing in front of you. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna stop this because I can't even see it because it's been moved to a new location. In case you haven't seen in the back box of one of these little boards, let me bring you in here closer so you can at least see it. So on the left here, you have the microprocessor board, and then the auxiliary lamp driver board, relay driver board. Okay, what is that?
That is probably the logic for the
game,
Pacman
game itself?
Yeah.
Or is that the MPU and this is the logic for the Pacman game? I don't know. No, that's the Squawk and Talk board. Okay, so that's the Squawk and Talk board. That's the MPU, and that's the relay driver board. So that must be the other light driver board. Okay,
Yes.
so you got Squawk and Talk, the aux light driver board, the regular light driver board, the MPU, and the solenoid driver board. Okay, makes sense. And I don't know what is that the output to the speakers there or something? I don't know what that is plugged in there, but
Could be, probably. All right, kill the video.
okay.
I'll look up the code.
Okay. So we took a look at the power supply. We don't have schematics with us, so we can't really tell what the voltages should be. I mean, we don't know where to test, the test points and stuff like that. And so we don't really want to muck with that. But the symptoms Mike had before, we think it might be a processor problem. So we're going to snatch the Altec board out of the other machine, stick it in here, program it for Mrs Pacman, and then see if that changes our symptoms. There are lights on the computer, so it looks like 5 volts of the computer is working, but it is not going through its diagnostic mode. So that tells us that it might be a computer problem. Well, it looks better when it's working.
Yes, that's true.
Pacman.
Okay. Yes. So that was a resounding success, Mike.
This is the chase scene I was telling you
Right.
about during the track mode.
Okay.
And now it should be spelling out valley, and then it's going to start doing that again.
Okay. So I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, and I am going to go solder my little test jiggy on here. And so we can plug it into that board and check it out. And then we'll come back and see how that works. So obviously we have a bad MPU board, or maybe just a dirty MPU board. So we'll see. Okay, you guys can see I have plugged in the little Pacman demo board. And below that I have hung my little LED test board. And you can see up here that I've tied the voltage into the voltage line on the side, and I picked the yellow and red line that goes to the LED in this bottom corner, I mean the light bulbs in the bottom corner right there. So when those bulbs come on, those LEDs should also come on. And I think that this view of just hanging down here will probably give us a good visual of the brightness of each of them. So Mike, why don't you go ahead and turn on the machine, and if we are correct, it should go into a demo mode as soon as he turns that on or shortly thereafter. And
Pacman.
did those light? I didn't see them.
There we go.
Those are actually pretty bright lights though. I'm not sure that's as bright as those.
See, it's spelling out valley.
Mm-hmm. The yellow is about the exact same color though. What do you think for brightness?
Well, you're going to have...
I got as many there as we're going to have.
Okay.
Now
We're making the little...
what I have no clue about is what the, I mean, LEDs and brightness are totally independent things. So
I think it's going to be all right.
they will be more distributed.
Yeah.
So they will fill the screen better.
Let's just do a little
Yeah.
broadcast and see.
Through a piece of paper. You could hold it up to one of the holes up here.
Yeah. It's not going to shock me, is it?
No, it's a 6.5 volts DC, pulsating DC. Can you?
Let's just get one on. That's going to be fine.
Okay.
I think it's going to be okay.
Okay. So Mike says it'll be okay. So we'll order some boards manufactured. It's his $100 anyway. So.
All right.
So we've put the light driver board up under the game board up under, mounted it up, and it's going through its modes. So we're going to run through the test mode and see what we got going here.
Step one is lights. Got one
Okay,
out here, several here.
going out here, and I guess that arrow's lit, so there's one there.
There's arrow.
Yeah, so there's a few light bulbs, as in any regular pinball machine with light bulbs, there's a few light bulbs out.
This one's out.
Yeah.
Solenoids. Oh no, displays.
Displays. We noticed that this display, that down under here, is really weak and, I don't know, kind of flashy. Do they disable these? Because this isn't working. They must disable them. Did they fire them?
Well, this one did. guess they do.
No, it does better. Audio board. And that's kind of it for the rest of the stats, right? Which should be
The rest
nothing.
is
'Cause
accounting and
yeah, because there's no battery, so there's no accounting.
let's see. 5 times for switch test, stuck switch. That's what it was telling us. That beep was a switch that was stuck,
Oh, really?
and it was number 1.
When did you, was that when the soundboard,
Yeah. Alright. First time is the lamp, second solenoid,
Pacman.
third, or display, third is solenoid, fourth is the sound test, fifth time is the switch test. Stuck switch assembly, if any identification number appears on the match ball in play. So let's see. Alright, that's the lamps. Displays, solenoids, sound. There we go. Appears on match ball and play display. So it should be here. And it's not. So that, I guess that means there are no stuck switches.
well, it's not reading that. You sure this isn't it?
Well, that's the 6th time I pushed the button.
Okay.
So this is in the accounting. Usually 6 through 22 is all the accounting.
Okay, so does this change and tell you which accounting level you're on or something?
Well, it just tells you which one. And you push it again, it'll tell you 2.
Okay. So I guess it didn't find any stuck.
It didn't find any stuck switches.
Okay, so that's it. Let's play a game. I'd like to start it up and see if the flippers work, because they didn't.
Okay, turn it off, cut it back on.
You have it in free play, right?
Yes, it is in free play. Where's my
Pacman.
pinball at?
Probably in the other table.
Well, no, we've been looking that thing up.
Slow. Kill shot ahead. Go to Pacman's saucer.
There is something stuck. Because it is just ringing up points.
Pacman aggressive. Get ready. 3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
go.
See, you earn moves by
Right.
what you play. See, I got caught by the ghost.
Right.
But the object is obviously to get all
Try
these
for
lights on.
Pacman's saucer.
This game is almost 100%.
Wow.
Just dirty. Needs to be clean.
Wonder what, was it one of these that was stuck and then unstuck when I did that? Because it doesn't.
What is that? See, this score down here tells you time, maze complete, and Pac-Man
Go
moves.
to Pacman's saucer. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hit the wrong button. Anyway.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Get going.
So you're supposed to try and catch the blinking one?
Super!
So anyway, that's the basis of the game. And once you learn how to you control your direction with this and your steps, let's see, moves Pac-Man, changes direction. So this changes the direction.
Try for
And then that
Pac-Man's
moves it.
saucer.
Neat. Okay. Well, it wasn't a completely lost day. So I think this is going to end it for today, guys. We didn't get much done, but we'll be back next week. I'm going to do a lot of coding work at home and see if I can figure out what's going on.
Go to Pac-Man's
Thank you
saucer.
guys for watching.